What's going on, y'all? So listen. Being Mary Jane, season 4, episode, I think this is 17, feeling lost, okay? Whew, boy. So, Aaliyah and, Mary Jane, they having a little discussion. I'm not going to give play by play because it really wasn't worth all of that. Let's just go by case. The whole thing with Lee and the Simone girl, like we said, something bad happened, and come to find out something did happen, and it was very unfortunate. And I do appreciate that they put some of the real life stuff in there, meaning the way that Twitter would go after somebody would not, well, especially Black Twitter, without knowing exactly what's going on with the situation, and would drag them and do all this stuff and make them feel bad and don't know what's going on. And then when they find out the truth, they don't care, and sometimes they really do stuff just to hurt that person or whatever. And that's what we see happen. Okay, so the whole thing with Justin dating Simone. Simone was the girl that he was the only person that he ever told "I love you" to. He was in love with her. They were friends. They had a relationship. They keep on dragging her, and so Justin, he wasn't his feelings a little bit. He wasn't talking to Mary Jane, but she did try to reach out to him, and he's in Paris and get some information, to get her information so that they can stop and all this stuff. And he said she has no digital footprint. And it was like, no nothing, no nothing. And Mary Jane really wasn't believing him. And so the third text that he sent back in response to her was a link to an obituary. Come to find out, like we said, something really bad happened. Simone died at the age of 32 in 2010 because she lost her battle with cancer. And what makes that even more worse, the fact that they are dragging a dead woman, not even a dead woman that was a bad person. She died from cancer, lost her battle. Justin got that money from the stocks that she suggested he invest in her tech company that she founded. Okay, multi-billion-dollar tech company or whatever the fuck it was. And she was highly respected. They said when she had her funeral, it was standing room at one point, standing room only because there was so many people that showed up, and it was at a church that could seat over 1,000 people. I said, well, damn. So that was fucked up, and of course Mary Jane is feeling bad. You got Aaliyah sending the fake flowers from Justin and all that shit, and whole situation or whatever. Then we get this thing with Kara. Let me just get Kara stuff out the way. Well, no, let me just go ahead and get Mary Jane out the way, because she annoying the hell out of me. Mary Jane is in her feelings about this whole thing. She trying to shut down the Justin and her, tweets and stuff like that. But of course, Garrett don't want her to. Garrett, it's like it's still being steamed. You gotta latch on while the iron is hot, and we gotta strike while the iron is hot. And it's not gonna die down. We want this stuff to keep going. She don't want that. She's like, it could cause a break up our relationship. And if there is no relationship, what's the point of this? Okay, but he still wants them to do that. And you know, come to find out, they supposed to be interviewing this celebrity named Jessie Lord, played by Demetria McKinney. I said, all right, look at you getting your little acting gears up. You don't know who Demetria is. If you watch House of Pains from Tyler Perry, she used to be in some of his plays. She played Janine on House of Pain. She had a little couple of episode runs on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And bitch, she'll be playing Whitney fucking Houston in this Bobby Christina movie that's coming on next month. Well, this is still August. In October. Okay? On TV One. I said, get them jobs, okay? She's all about, parenting and raising kids and keeping them off social media. She has this parenting book. Mary Jane goes over there to her trying to say, I've read your book and I'm this and I'm that. She was a little standoffish and was like, you don't have to say that to me. I know you probably didn't read. She was like, yes, I did. She was like, I read up on all my guest stuff. And I do appreciate a person, and you can tell when a reporter or interviewer or whoever, when they have a guest coming on their show, you can tell that they're not, if they really read your stuff, if this is a book, if they really read it, or if they just was given cliff notes and put down on the card what they should say about it. You can tell. But, she threw something at her and she was like, Yeah, I do like how you put selflessness and stuff over the other stuff, and she's like, oh, okay, so you did read the book. And I was like, yeah, but she still was kind of standoffish, and Mary Jane was thinking that it was shade. Come to find out, Jessie is dating Lee. All right, and not only is Jessie dating Lee, um, she feeling in her. Mary Jane gets this. I don't know, Carol. You got your girlfriends. Just about everybody got them niggas or they girlfriends or whatever. They bros or they girlfriends that's gonna try to, hype their head up or whatever. Like, you a bad bitch, okay? You ain't got shit on that bitch. Ain't got shit on you, okay? Whatever. Knowing damn well they wrong. And in this case, Kara and Aaliyah is hyping her up because they found out some information about Jessie and was like, oh, that bitch salty. She dating Lee and all this stuff. He must have told her some shit. That's what it is. Oh no, it was Ty. So I'm just sitting here like, girl, she ain't salty. You the one that's salty. And then come Amber, the new anchor, Gary then took Mary Jane off of her segment and said that Amber's gonna do it. And then, that further puts in her mind that, hey, Jessie must be frightened of her. She's scared. She's salty and all this stuff. I mean, when you coming after me, of course you should. And all this. I said, girl, if you don't get your big head out the class, okay, stop it. And let me just say this. Mary Jane Wiggs this season has been terrible. All right. I don't know shit about lace fronts and all that stuff, but I know that stuff's supposed to be invisible. I should not see where the cap started right here, where you put the fake baby hair. Go back and look at this whole episode. In that wig that she got on, you can literally see where the cap start right there. And I'm sitting here like, should we be able to see that so obvious? Because if I can see it with my naked eye, I know some other people can see that shit, And like I said, I don't know shit about this stuff, but I just know that ain't right. But anyway, after that, she went over there to Jessie. If you're not pressed, if you're not the salty one, why you have to go over there and talk to her about the whole Lee situation? And then you go talk to her and you put your foot in your mouth or whatever, and you the one leave looking salty or whatever. Because she didn't ask for her to take Mary Jane off her story. Garrett is the one who pulled her off and wanted her to be paired up and do the interview with somebody who actually has kids. And the anchor woman who got put on, she has kids. So she was like, oh. And she said, Lee does not discuss much about you. I don't know nothing about you like that. So you need to take that up with him. But later we find out that Lee has a movie deal. Well, a TV show deal that's about to be picked up. And it's the talk of the town. And it's based off his conduct. Stand up. Bitch, get your words together. It's based off his stand-ups. Stand-up comedy shows. Based off his relationship with Mary Jane in a breakup. And so, of course, she's all in her feelings about it. And the way it's portraying her. And it's just making her look like a bad person. But to be quite honest, Aaliyah wanted to know what was happening. He was like, wait a minute, so you mean Lee just basically, all he got to do was tell you the truth and it'll still make you look like a bad person because that's what happened. You sabotaged their whole relationship. You moved too fast. Aaliyah was reading off the stuff. He said that you said, ain't nobody gonna believe that you said that I love you, tell me I love you or whatever on the first time y'all had sex or the first night y'all met. She was like, but because that did happen. And I'm just sitting here like, girl, okay? And here's my thing. I do not feel bad for Mary Jane that Lee is doing this because that's his experience too. That is what, he been through. And I feel like it's something that she needs to be humbled by. Mary Jane has a really big head to me, and her ego is very much out there. And it's always about what she wants and stuff. She has a me, I type of personality. And it's very irritating. And now she's, getting a little blowback from it, okay? What else? Yeah, so he doing that, and I'm just sitting here like, people do that all the time. Okay, you got Taylor Swift out here writing about her ex and stuff, and Adele did it, okay? Make bank off of it. You're no different. You're no different, okay? You put yourself in the spotlight, so therefore, there you go. And regular folks talk shit about and write shit about their exes too. You're no different. So whatever. Moving on from there. she do this other story. Kara was trying to get her to do they're gonna promise her a mainstream thing, and um, this is later on in the episode. But Aaliyah, they wanted to talk about this whole thing. Mary Jane wanted to get on an interview and talk about this whole lead pilot and, defend herself and her character. And I said, where you going to do it at, boo? You going to do it on Good Day USA? That'd be cute. But no, she wants to get on the Breakfast Club. I said, girl, Charlemagne alone will chew that ass up, okay? You ain't ready. And then Aaliyah started doing a little fake a mock interview session or whatever with her, and she was pretending to be Mary Jane. And you about to get on the Breakfast Club. Now you can be yourself, but loosen the fuck up. This ain't no regular interview. This like you talking to your homies or whatever down the block or whatever. You ain't got to be like you teaching and you're so stern and so serious or whatever when she answering the questions. And it's just, that's what Justin told her about the reason why she got kicked off of S&C down in Atlanta. She was just too... She wasn't ready to be anchored like that. She was just too stern a little bit. She needed to loosen the fuck up, okay? She needed to be more relatable and more likable, and she wasn't. And I'm sitting here like, girl, they would have, if Charlemagne and them wouldn't have chewed you up, they would have chewed you up in the comments, okay? I said, So, it got to the point where she was like, so you don't feel nothing about this? So basically what he was calling you was a hoe. So that's how you feel about that. Next thing you know, she goes on this big ass rant about how, well, if men do it, it's okay. But when women want to go out and explore their sexuality and they want to do this and they want to do that, they're a whore. They're looked down upon. And it's never asking them the when, the why. Why are they like this? Why do they have men up in there that don't give them what they need? But then you have black women who out here who support their black men, so who did this and who do that, and then the angry stereotype about the stereotype about the angry black woman and all this stuff, and that's what you're trying, and she was just going on so harshly, and I said, well, damn, bitch, you angry right now, so you're playing into the angry black woman stereotype. And then I'm like, I get what you're saying, because I agree 100%, but that is not your case, okay? You can't blame this on somebody else and ask, why is this, why is that, and how? No, you sabotage your own relationship. It's you that do a lot of stuff, and you were deflecting, okay? And later on in the episode, she was talking to Kara, and she was like, you know what? I fucked up my own relationships, every last one of them, okay? That is what it is. She does it. And I said, I'm so glad that you came to that realization. All right. Aaliyah was trying to tell her about herself. She ain't want to hear that shit. She was like, girl, you wanted me to be somebody that's not going to be a yes man. So until you want that, if you want me to just be somebody else, I can't do that. All right. I'm not going to kiss your ass. So she had to go back and apologize to Aaliyah and tell her what's up. And she told her, if you put that interview in, cancel that bitch, okay? And at the end of the episode, Justin really did send her some flowers, and she was over the moon for that. Because she thought the relationship was going to be over because of the whole stuff that happened with Simone and all that shit. But let's get to Kara. Oh my God. Orlando is, he don't know how to tell his teammates and his friends that he want to retire from baseball, but Kara has to coach him and tell him how to do it, and eventually he do, and he want to become a broadcaster, which is fine. He want to be on SportsCenter. He want to be under Brian Gumbel's people, stuff like that, and everything was fine. Then all of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on the door. Kara looking like, who is this? And it's young. I ain't gonna say she was young, but for a mother, she looked good. Like a mother of a grown-ass man who looked to be probably like in his late 30s, almost early. Girl, she looked good for her age. And Kara was looking like, what the fuck? So, she was really, her whole thing is, she wants Orlando to stay in baseball. And they're really close. The way that they was kissing on the lips, I was like, that kiss was a little bit too long. But they went out and they was dealing with the kids, and the kids was looking up to him and all that stuff. And that was really cute. And, they had this little back and forth banter, okay? He's not getting out of baseball. You're not going to do this. And whatever it is you're trying to do, no. So they get to the actual office. She invited Delphine, that's her name, to come down there. And everybody was looking like, she was so loud. Oh my God, Kara, how you doing? Okay. Oh my God, it's Mary Jane. I have never actually seen a real life famous person in real life. I said, your son? But, that's her son, so she don't think about it like that. And I said, well, damn, okay. She said she needed some caffeine because she don't. I said, girl, you already on 10. And that's natural. You don't need nothing else. What caffeine look like? Okay? But, after that, she went over there to go get some coffee, and they was like, she is you. Because then all of a sudden, Delphine was like, mama. And y'all know Kara always say, mama, to, saying, when she talking to Mary Jane. And so after that, when she went over there to get her, because Kara was like, we do not act alike, okay? That is not me, They both got on blue dresses, and then they both holding their cell phones in their hands, and the way that they're walking down it was like they both walk the same, and it's doing the same thing. And I was like, men mostly do, want a woman like their mothers, and the same thing with girls. They want a man like their father. So there you go. Danny is in her bag because Garrett still has her bench. All right, and he said, no, you're not going to get back. All right, not just yet. She takes it upon herself to go on social media and put some negative stuff out about him benching her. So, of course, her followers are, trolling him. He can't take the pressure. So he don't want he wanted Danny to sit in on the freaking interview that Orlando is about to do. Orlando is doing an interview about, deportation and illegal immigration and, not stereotyping and all this stuff and trying to prevent deportation and all that stuff. And Garrett gave in and just said, put Danny on there. Carol said, no, this is not going to be good. No, he can't handle it. Orlando said, trust me, I got this. And he handled that well. And right off the fucking bat, this bitch said, so how do you think people feel like when you sitting here sitting down doing the national anthem or whatever, okay? Why don't you just go ahead and admit and say that you hate America? I said, Tommy, if you don't shut your ass up, it irritated the hell out of me. But he handled that shit with poise. He didn't let it rattle him and all that shit because I would have cussed her ass the clear fuck out. After all of that happened, at one point it was getting a little bit too heated. Danny was doing a little bit too much, okay? Basically trying to say that he hated the government, and it was like, no, that's not what it is. But I stand by these words that was written for the United States of America. And then Carol said, diverted to like your mom and all this stuff, and he started going into talking about how his mom came over and he was like, you like Ronald Reagan, okay? He put out this amnesty act, and if it wasn't for that amnesty act, my mom wouldn't have been still in this country, and you still wouldn't have me as a player out here, and I wouldn't be out here being able to do all these good things for these people. And it was like, so, you trying to say that your mama was illegal and all this stuff. So how did she feel that you up here doing all this stuff, knowing the struggle that she went through? My mama accept me and all this stuff. I said, don't try to pull this shit on her. Don't try to flip that shit, bitch. Okay. Next thing, she was like, but you got you want to use your privilege and all this stuff. And I said, oh, not a white bitch talking about privilege. And this was the best line of the whole interview. Orlando said, we all got privilege, but at least I'm using my privilege for good. And I said, drops the fucking mic. And that was the end of it. Now, we thinking the interview went good, which it did. People was looking at it. People was doing good or whatever, saying nice things about it. Garrett thinking that it did good. Kind of find out Danny little trolls, whatever, saying that, Orlando got creamed by Danny and all that stuff. Garrett is looking like, ain't this about a bitch? So, because I guess he was looking for a spot there or something like that. So now that's still not looking good on the actual Good Day USA company. It's not looking good for the news people. And so Carol was like, let me handle Danny like I said I would. And you grant me this primetime special that I want to do with Mary Jane for an hour in the fall. And he was like, okay, fine. If you can put a lid on that bitch, y'all can get y'all special. Fine, we got that over and done with. And looking at this interview and the way that Carol handled it and coached him through, it let his mama know, Orlando's mama know that, yeah, he needs to do this and you need to be on his team. And she was all here for it. I was like, won the mama over. There you go. So the last part of this episode that really was going on was Patrick was trying to get in touch with his mom. He comes into the kitchen and realizes that the mom hasn't been there. And the daddy said, Go talk to your mama about it. So they go down and they have some lunch. And I don't know why they all be doing this stuff in a public place like this, so that you can act the fool. I did not like the way that the mom did it, because it just felt so, and maybe it's just because that's how she speaks, but it just felt so like, okay, and I ain't your dad. Your daddy ain't your daddy. Okay, he ain't your blood. All right, Frank is your blood. She was giving him all this stuff. So now he finds out that he ain't Patrick Jr. Okay, that's why his name is not Patrick Jr. Okay, cause he's really not his son. I mean, well, what is it? Paul Jr. He's really not his son. He's really not his blood. Then, of course, he gets upset. He goes and confronts the dad. And I'm not understanding, like, I get where the dad is coming from. It wasn't his secret to tell, but he was just so extremely angry at him. And I'm like, you should be, I get that you found out that this man was not the man that you grew up with, and you thought that it was your father, or your blood father wasn't your father. But, this man still took care of you. He still loved you like your own. And when you get upset that he wanted to kick you out because of the drug stuff, that's what a person's supposed to do when they care about you. Not just pacify you, okay? And you realize and find out that your biological father also had drug addiction problems and stuff like that. And he said, why didn't you tell me? That could have helped me. He was like, no, because it would have been an excuse for you to do what you do. And I'm looking at it and I said, yeah, I'm doing this because this is this, and you would have went on ahead and did what you did. So I was like, calm down, Patrick, calm down. And he was like, I'm mad at your mama. You should be mad at her. And I get where he's coming from too. He was not chosen. Frank was chosen over him. So, of course, he's in his feelings about that. But I do get Patrick's anger. For 44 years, he realized that the life that he thought was his was basically manufactured in his mind. But I'm pretty sure he'll get over it. But it's not good for him because he is an addict, and we see him at the end of the episode going to an AA meeting, which I'm glad that he did, and was telling them what was going on instead of just going ahead and using, So that was being Mary Jane. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. If I missed something, put it down in the comments. Do you feel bad for Mary Jane and the fact that Lee made this story or this pilot or whatever about her? I don't. I really don't. And what else? Yeah, that's the only one that I really want to answer, okay? Y'all, I see y'all later. And if the review sounds a little bit choppy and all over the place, bitch, my mind is literally blanking out because I'm tired, okay? And I apologize because it wasn't sounding smooth coming out of my mouth. I'm stumbling over the words and shit. I'm just tired as hell, so I apologize for that. And, yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.